Sculptor and author Tom Supensky is exhibiting clay art figures, realistic art figures, concurrently as a separate exhibit within the Aiken Artist Guild gallery, housed within Aiken Center for the Arts.
My name is Tom Supensky. I'm a clay sculptor for the most part. All my work is hand-built out of clay. I've also written a book called Looking at Art. My clay work often involves a touch of humor. This piece and a few others relate to some word that stands for money. In this case, it's bread. So I made some bread, and then I have another one with a little rabbit on it, and the rabbit has money on it, and it's got some dough, so it's called dough, and also a female rabbit is called a doe. Try to say something to the viewer. I want the viewer to interpret the symbols that I use and see what they think. It's a lot of fun. I'll never stop producing. I enjoy being up in my studio and pushing the clay around. Every one of these pieces are hollow. They're made with basically coils, just adding one coil to the other. The bottom is hollow. I have interior supports so that when I'm building and adding things, it stays together. Once I get the piece built in the raw clay, then I color it with a clay slip, or we call it a non-gove. And after it's colored, I wait for it to dry. I bisque fire it in the kiln, electric kiln, which I have in my studio. And after the bisque firing, then I glaze the piece. First of all, I put a thin, watered-down glaze over the entire piece. Like this piece, which is just called bookcase, because you can see that it has some shiny parts and some not quite so shiny and some matte. And all that is obtained by applying the glaze at different thicknesses. The very thin application gives it a matte surface. If it's not too thin, it may come out a little semi-gloss. And if it's the normal glaze, it'll come out glossy. While I was teaching at Towson University in Baltimore, one of the courses I taught was called Writing About Art. And over the period of years, I collected a lot of information and started to pile up. At home, I had a big file of all kinds of notes about different aspects of art. And one day I thought, maybe I'll just put it all together in a book. And so I wrote this book called Looking at Art, and it's aesthetic concepts fundamental to being an artist. Even the little piece here is a clay piece of mine that I called Looking at Art. Talks about creativity, ideas, very simple approaches to philosophical concepts relating to art.